McAlister's contributions, though classified at the time, were invaluable. Yet his real journey had only begun. After the war, he returned to Pennsylvania, but the quiet life of farming and rebuilding proved unfulfilling. He carried with him memories that were too vivid, experiences that demanded action beyond the fields he once knew. He became a student of history, a collector of manuscripts, and a seeker of truths that lay hidden in forgotten archives and dusty libraries. It was during this period of study that McAlister stumbled upon an astonishing discovery. While examining letters and journals from the Revolutionary War, he realized that many historical accounts had overlooked the involvement of ordinary men and women whose acts of bravery shaped the outcome of battles and political decisions. One particular story caught his eye: the tale of a group of civilian spies who had guided George Washington's forces across treacherous terrain during the New York campaigns. Their courage, ingenuity, and sacrifice were all but erased from mainstream history, yet their actions were no less critical than those of the generals whose names adorned monuments. Inspired by this revelation, McAlister dedicated the remainder of his life to documenting these overlooked heroes. He traveled extensively, collecting first-hand accounts from veterans of the Civil War, interviewing descendants of Revolutionary War figures, and unearthing documents long thought lost. His notebooks, filled with meticulous records and vivid storytelling, became a treasure trove of American history, blending factual accuracy with the thrill of discovery. One of his most remarkable findings involved the forgotten story of a woman named Abigail Hartwell. Abigail had run a clandestine network of communication during the Revolutionary War, using coded messages hidden in quilts, letters, and even embroidery to warn Continental forces of British troop movements. McAlister pieced together her story from fragments scattered across letters, diaries, and newspaper clippings. When he finally reconstructed her narrative, it read like a spy thriller. Abigail's network had allowed Washington to anticipate British maneuvers and avoid potentially catastrophic defeats. Without her, the course of the war might have been very different. McAlister published his first book in 1878, a historical account titled Whispers of the Forgotten, which highlighted the unsung heroes whose deeds shaped America. Critics initially dismissed the work as overly romanticized, but the public was captivated. Letters poured in from readers who felt a renewed sense of connection to their nation's past, and McAlister's reputation as a historian of extraordinary depth grew. Yet, despite his fame as an author, McAlister remained deeply engaged in local affairs. He advocated for veterans' rights, established schools for children in rural Pennsylvania, and worked tirelessly to preserve historical landmarks. In one famous incident, he saved a neglected battlefield site from development by organizing a community effort to restore it, ensuring that future generations could witness the ground where courage had once held sway. Perhaps the most astonishing aspect of McAlister's story, however, lies in a personal discovery he made late in life. In 1895, while examining a box of letters inherited from his father, he found correspondence suggesting that his own grandfather had fought alongside Abraham Lincoln during the early political campaigns, offering counsel and strategic advice that had gone unrecorded in official histories. The revelation left McAlister stunned. Not only had he himself participated in pivotal events, but his family had quietly influenced the nation across generations. McAlister spent his final years compiling a massive historical anthology, chronicling both the famous and the forgotten. His work preserved the legacies of soldiers, spies, and civilians alike, painting a tapestry of courage, sacrifice, and ingenuity. When he passed away in 1903, newspapers noted his passing, but it was his writings, rich with detail, empathy, and insight, that ensured his own place in the annals of history. Today, more than a century later, the story of William McAlister offers a profound lesson. History is not only shaped by leaders and generals, but by ordinary individuals whose courage and intellect alter the course of events in ways that textbooks cannot always capture. Every battlefield, every quiet act of resistance, every secret mission carries the potential to influence the future. McAlister's life reminds us that greatness often hides in plain sight, waiting for those willing to step forward, act decisively, and leave their mark. When we walk the streets of modern America, visit its preserved battlefields, or read its founding documents, we are treading on the paths forged by countless individuals like McAllister. And though his name may not be as famous as Lincoln or Grant, his story resonates in the very heart of the nation, echoing across time to remind us that history is a mosaic of extraordinary moments created by people who dared to act when the world demanded it.